all you awesome Xers. It's Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. Today I'm going to talk about our future, because our future is different than any other generation's future in the past. Now, our parents, they were looking forward to retiring, maybe moving to Arizona or Florida, and the generation before them the same. But our future in this new technological age of information, it's looking different. It's not the same as our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. So I wanted to talk about that. What does our future look like? First of all, they're saying that Social Security is going to be bankrupt. We're not going to have that. So they say, which I don't know whether to believe that or not. I don't know why they would say it, but I don't know why they would say a lot of stuff they say that turns out to be not true. But there is that possibility. What they did with the money that we've been putting into Social Security our entire lives, I have no idea. But there won't be a reckoning. No one's going to have to answer that question or pay the price for taking our Social Security and sending it to Ukraine or wherever, whatever they did with it. So that's one thing. I feel like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel like I have to make my own Social Security. I have to provide, aside from paying into Social Security, I need to set myself up for my old age when I can't work anymore so that I'm financially okay, at least independent, so I don't need help from anybody else in my old age. That's a maybe, that's an if. If what they say is true, we won't have Social Security, we won't have that financial cushion, and even if we do, we don't know how much we're going to get, and we don't know what inflation is going to do to that. I guarantee you the dollar isn't going to be worth as much by the time we get there, so there's that too to consider. So financially speaking, we're in a real blind spot. We'd have no idea what it's going to look like. I just heard, and I've been hearing, but I just read an article about Tesla and their new robot. Tesla is actually making a robot called Optimus, and they're predicting that robot, which is going to go on sale here pretty soon, like within weeks or months, but this year definitely. This robot is going to just skyrocket Tesla's stock prices. They're supposed to, like, 10 times or whatever. You know, it's all predictions. But the facts are that Tesla's making a robot and it works. It can do things that a person can do. So Amazon, that's a perfect place for a robot, is moving boxes around. It can scan the box and then put it over there. So we're gonna lose a lot of jobs to these robots, depending on what you do and whatever. But even if our personal jobs aren't lost to robots, the unemployment rate is gonna go up because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs to robots. In the future, in our lifetime, Tesla is going to be a robot company that makes cars kind of as a side hustle. That's what Tesla's going to be. They make cars too, but they're going to be the Optimus company, the company that makes Optimus, that robot. And it's just going to get better. The stuff, the videos I've seen and the stuff I see it do, and with Elon Musk up there talking about it and all that. Yeah, it's a fantastic, great thing, but it's going to depend on how it's implemented, how quickly it's adopted, and what jobs it can displace people at, in the very beginning of this. So I'm sure that in 100 years or whatever, it's going to be a great, fantastic thing for everybody. But in the beginning, it's going to be painful, like ripping off a bandage or getting stitches or something. The first part is painful. So we have that to look forward to in our near future. And this isn't science fiction stuff. This is true, realistic stuff that's happening now. And then we're going to have these self-driving cars are right around the corner, and that's to do with Tesla too. And a lot of people, I think, misunderstand the electric car thing, because the electric part of the car, that's just what turns the tires. The computer chip and all that stuff is in all cars. Diesel, gas, hydrogen, electric. The computer chip is what controls your doors locking, your windows going up and down, your car starting, your car turning off, the brakes, the gas, and the steering in the newest cars that are going to be released here, because they're going to be self-driving. It doesn't matter what turns the tires, whether it's electric or gas. That doesn't matter at all. It's the computer chip in the car. That's what matters. That is going to be something that's going to put a lot of people out of work too. Truck drivers and that, taxi drivers, because you're going to be able to take your car to work, right? Your self-driving car, go to work, and then your self-driving car will turn into an Uber, and it will go pick people up and ferry them around while you're working. Your car's going to be making money for you. That's good for the people that can afford self-driving cars, and that's going to be great, but it's going to put a lot of people out of work that are Uber drivers that count on that money for sustenance, for day-to-day living, not just to pad their account. And I don't mean to be all doom and gloom on this video, but looking into our future, it's just not clear like it used to be. The future of our grandparents and our parents, it was clear. They were going to buy a house with the picket fence and live there until they retired, and then sell that house and buy a house down on the beach somewhere or wherever, and that's how it was. But nowadays, that's not even that plan isn't viable anymore. Not like it used to be. We've got too many variables in the near future that could or could not happen, may or may not affect our lives in dramatic ways. So our future is kind of a big question mark. And that's more of what this video is about that question mark, more than trying to predict anything. All I can say is what is happening now with the robots and the self-driving cars and all this stuff, right? I mean, we know this stuff is happening now, but how is that going to play out in our future? How is Social Security going to end up looking in 20 years? When I'm 73, what's Social Security going to look like then? Is it going to exist? It's a difficult thing to try to predict now and try to plan. The only thing we can really do is save money and invest and try to set ourselves up somehow. But then with everything being so volatile, we don't even know what our money's going to be worth, in 20 years. You say you save a bunch of money, just straight up money in your bank account. What's it going to be worth? It's hard to say where to invest your money. It's hard to say how to invest your money. It's hard to say, how to save your money. But these are things we need to look at that are going to affect us. And we can't work forever. Yeah, we can work, they keep pushing the retirement age back and making mandatory retirement at an older and older age. But there's a certain point where you just can't work anymore. You're too old. You can't go even from home. You just can't work every day. If you live a long, happy life, you can't do that. You can't work till you're, 93 or whatever, or 100. We're not all blessed with the ability to be politicians and pretty much do no physical work at all and just show up once in a while and cast a vote. We don't all have that opportunity. A lot of us have to work with our bodies, physically do things to earn money. And that we can't do into advanced old age, We can't do that in our 80s and 90s. Just can't do it. So we got to plan for that. And we don't know what the medical industry is going to look like, the pharmaceutical industry. We don't know what insurance is going to look like when we get there. Everything is kind of up in the air right now as far as our future goes. And we know as we grow older, we're going to need more and more medical assistance. You know, we're going to have to go to the doctor more and all that. So that's an expense that we can count on, another expense, along with mortgage or rent, food, electricity, all these things. We can also look forward to increasing medical costs. There's also other things. Of course, I'm looking at this and throwing all these questions out there, but there are also positive answers to these questions too. Maybe these robots will be able to do our work for us. Maybe, you know, at night, maybe we can send our robot down to the Amazon warehouse and he works 8 hours there and it's paid. You know, we can have our robot earning us a check every month, just like we would do when we were 30. So stuff like that. There are positive things that could happen, just like with the Uber car. If you got a self-driving car and a robot, maybe you don't need to work. Maybe you just let your car go pick people up and send your robot to Amazon, and as soon as he's done there, he can go over to the Chewy warehouse, and you know, you might be a-okay. Just, you know, putter around in your garden and until your robot gets back. Then you send him to the store to get groceries. It might not be as bad as long as you can afford the car and the robot. That's the kicker. We don't know how much these things are going to cost and whether we're going to be able to afford them. Then you know you'd want to get insurance on them too, of course. So there's that. Insurance is always going up. And I'll leave you there on that bright spot. I didn't want it to be all doom and gloom. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. I enjoy commenting with y'all and reminiscing and talking about this stuff in our comment section. If you'd like to support the channel by buying me a cup of coffee, I'll leave the link down in the description and you can do that, and I thank you in advance if you do. I appreciate it. If you're interested in Gen X gear like the t-shirt I have on, I'll put that link down in the description too. They've got all kinds of stuff there, mugs, t-shirts, whatnot. And if you can't or don't want to support the channel in one of those ways, you can do it by sharing these videos on your social media. Thank you. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.